A student robbed at gunpoint just off campus prompts a public safety notice.
And another notice from undergraduate student government might be in your inbox.
And later on, we've got some special guests in studio. You're watching Buckeye News Now.
I'm Alice Bacani.
And I'm Asia Gore. Thanks for joining us.
An Ohio State student was held at gunpoint just off campus on Monday in this week's top story. According to our news partners at The Lantern, nursing student Sydney Adelstein parked her vehicle in a parking lot on Indianola Avenue near 15th. She was approached by a black woman between the ages of 16 and 25, about 5 feet and 9 inches tall. The suspect demanded money from her and pointed a gun at her. The suspect even threatened to shoot her. The suspect took her bag and Adelstein got away unharmed, but she said she was in shock. A public safety notice was issued on Tuesday.
Reports surfacing from the Dispatch that Ohio State was planning to send former President Gee to sensitivity training after he created some controversy for making inappropriate jokes about Roman Catholics, Notre Dame, and other universities. According to the Dispatch, OSU released documents showing the plans for Gee's sensitivity training, but were later dropped after he retired. Different proposals included having Gee attend several 3-hour sessions in unfamiliar places for having him read books and watch movies. Some students said they thought this was an unnecessary step.
I can understand them wanting to do something about it. I think there's the need for the public to see that they're trying to address what he said, but to be honest, I don't really find him saying something as a slip of the tongue that offensive, and I think that he sent out an email, he publicly apologized, and that it's not that he was insensitive and needed training, it's just a slip of the tongue.
That it's kind of a silly move after everything that Gee has done for the university, the transformation he's brought upon us, and just how we've risen in the rankings and all the money, the billions of dollars he's brought in. I feel like it's kind of silly and insulting to have to send him to some petty training right before he leaves on the legacy that he left here.
Or do you think
I think in terms of a public relations, kind of idea, that would be good. I don't know if that was going to do him any good, but certainly people wanted to see the university reacting to what he said.
Students can now have student government at their fingertips. To help get more students involved, the undergraduate student government is now offering text notifications to students about campus and USG events. To sign up, students can text USG OSU to 313131, and the service will send about 2 texts per week, says USG President Taylor Stepp. Those enrolled in the service can even reply to the text with questions that will be answered by USG members within a day. The goal is to increase involvement. This program is funded through OSU's agreement with Coca-Cola.
This age where you're checking Twitter consistently and you have all these real-time updates, having something from your student government to not only give you updates on what's happening, but also to keep you informed on how to get engaged. I think it's a game changer in communicating with our constituents.
Rock climbers will have to find a new place to hang their rappelling ropes. The rock climbing wall on the Jesse Owens Gym on South Campus will soon be torn down.
There's a much bigger project going on here at Jesse Owens South that includes adding some windows to the north wall, adding some additional fitness equipment, and then also probably not immediately, but sometime in the next semester, adding a bike repair station of some sort here at Jesse Owens South. So all those things kind of combined with the fact that we, almost a year ago, we opened a brand new bouldering cave over at the Adventure Recreation Center at the OAC. So really that facility out there was outdated and really not up to the standard of excellence that we have for some of our other facilities. So made the decision to have that come down to make some room for some other things.
But you can still find a rock climbing wall at the Adventure Recreation Center over on Woody Hayes. When we come back, a duo of students are trying to make your campus dining experience as easy as a push of a button.
And students responding poorly to a free trade agreement.
Don't go away. There are so many apps these days that it might seem like anyone could come up with a new one. Well, some students are doing just that, and they're taking their ideas to the next level. Ohio State's Technology Commercialization and Knowledge Transfer Department hosts its annual BOSS competition, an event where students pitch their app ideas to a panel of judges in hopes of winning a cash prize to further develop their ideas. We're joined now by the winners of this year's competition, Nick and Christina, who created Buckeye Dine. Thanks for being with us today, guys.
Thanks for having us. All right, so tell us a little bit about your app and what's it for.
Well, Buckeye Dine is the first of its kind. It's an all-inclusive app that's solely attributed to campus food. So within the app, we have a lot of features. Most importantly is a wait time feature. So when a student is sitting in line, they can sit on their phone and update the amount of time they've been waiting in line so that other people throughout the university can see it as well. Buckeye Dine also includes maps and location services, menus and nutrition facts, and we hope at one point it's going to be like an Instagram feed where you can post pictures and reviews of certain foods from certain places on campus.
Now, how did you guys decide that you wanted to do something with this idea, that you didn't just like walk around and have it in your head, you wanted to actually make it a reality?
Well, we're freshmen, so after 2 weeks on campus, we noticed that the lines were very long to grab lunch or grab dinner, and just in general. So we were talking about how long the lines were, and the next day we got an email about the BOSS competition, and we decided to sign up. So we had the idea, and BOSS is for anyone that has a good idea, you want to start a business, you can be in any phase of your business. So we just had an idea, and then we signed up, and here we are.
And so y'all took home first place for the competition. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
So what are your next steps, and how did it feel to win?
It felt really good, actually. We were very confident going into the competition, but they didn't let us see the other apps and competitors that we were going up against, so we didn't really know what to think, but I'm glad we won, and we're really happy to be where we are now.
The next steps, we get a whole year of resources from the technology office, so they'll help us program our app and develop the app, and then hopefully within the next year or two we can get it implemented in the university, and in a couple of years everyone can be using Buckeye Dine.
Wow. And do you guys have any other big ideas tucked away, or are those secret?
The final phase is we hope to become dining consultants for universities to help them better optimize the money they can make off dining. But for right now, we're just content with where we are.
Wow, fantastic. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
A secret trade agreement causing outraged students to protest. The Trans-Pacific Partnership is a new free trade agreement that is on track to include nearly half of the global economy and will affect lawmaking from the local to the national level. Representatives of the group that are demanding transparency from Congress assert that the Obama administration will sign away national sovereignty and rights of local and state governments. Students gathered at the union this week to take their protest to the next level.
Although the football players didn't break a sweat in the horseshoe this weekend, 10,000 runners did. The first Ohio State 4-miler event was held on Sunday, and a portion of the proceeds went to the Urban and Shelley Meyer Fund for Cancer Research, which contributes to its funds to the Wexner James Cancer Hospital. The event was a collaboration of football and fitness. The participants had the unique experience of finishing the race on the 50-yard line at the Ohio Stadium.
2 Ohio State students are all charged up after creating a women's workout class. Gina Davis hustled over to the RPAC to bring you this story.
There's a new group creating a buzz on campus. The group's name is CHARGE, which stands for Changing Health, Attitudes, and Actions to Recreate Girls. The group was founded when Elizabeth Taverny and her friends realized that there was no group on campus for girls to work out. CHARGE wants to create the opportunity to bring girls together with the healthy goals of being fit and active.
So I think CHARGE is really important because not every girl likes to do a treadmill, not every girl likes to do the elliptical. It's all about finding your fit. A lot of girls come into college, they don't know where else to turn, and what better way to be with the community, with your best friends, your workout buddies.
The boot camp tonight was my favorite because she kicked all of our butts and we were all just together and it was just fun.
CHARGE helps girls find their fit, whether it's what fitness workouts works best for their personal needs, how to eat properly, or how to have a healthy state of mind. Each member's fit family at CHARGE supports her and holds her accountable for her goals. CHARGE aims to give members the opportunity to meet other girls with similar interests and be exposed to new and exciting ways to workout apparel, healthy recipes, and all-around healthy living. CHARGE partners with local studios in the area to put on workouts including CrossFit, hip-hop, dance, Zumba, ROTC boot camps, and others as well. So why exactly did you want to get involved with Charge?
Actually, I think that their motto lines up with what I believe, and that's that the media teaches us that being healthy means being skinny, and that is not necessarily true. It's taking care of your heart, paying attention to your blood pressure, paying attention to your cholesterol, and getting active and feeling good. So.
When we come back, we've got your weekly sports report, including a preview of the Illinois game this weekend.
And we got your weekend weather forecast, plus some pictures of the first snow of the season. Don't go away.
We're joined now by our sports reporter, Jimmy Zimmerman. Thanks for joining us, Jimmy.
Yeah, no problem, Aja. So typically during game weeks, Ohio State players and coaches interview with the media to preview that week's opponent and discuss various other topics. For Buckeye wide receiver Evan Spencer, however, it appears that he won't be speaking with the media for quite some time. During an interview last Monday, Evan Spencer had some harsh things to say about the top teams of the BCS. Spencer admitted that during OSU's bye week, he had more time to sit back and watch other teams play. In that time, Spencer said he spotted holes in those teams and soon volunteered that Ohio State could, quote, wipe the floor with both of them, likely meaning number 1 Alabama and number 2 Florida State. After Spencer's admission, Coach Urban Meyer expressed disappointment in the junior wide receiver during Tuesday's Big Ten teleconference and said that Spencer is not the team's spokesman. Meyer says Spencer will not be talking to the media for, quote, a long, long time.
Well, I guess I'm a little biased, but I think we'd wipe the field with both of them, but that's just my bias speaking.
That's Alabama, and who's the other one?
Whoever.
Despite the negative headline from this past Monday, there still is a football game to be played. Coming fresh off their second bye week, Ohio State looks to extend the nation's longest winning streak to 22 games this weekend, traveling to Champaign to take on the University of Illinois. A victory this Saturday would tie the OSU all-time win streak set during the 67 through 69 seasons, but the Buckeyes aren't expecting to win that easily. The Illinois team hasn't won a game in the Big Ten in 19 straight games and entered the weekend as a 31-point underdog against the third-ranked Buckeyes. Illinois may be suffering from some growing pains, but Urban Meyer knows the Illinois offense could give his team some trouble.
We got to be prepared for getting Illinois' best shot. You know, they've played some pretty good football as of late. Certainly offensively, the quarterback's leading the league in throwing. They took Penn State to overtime, and then they put out a lot of points, I think 600 yards on this last game. So a very good punt returner. So I know a lot about Illinois.
Well, I mean, it's 600 yards of offense on Saturday. The quarterback threw for 500 or whatever. He's the number 1 passer in the conference. So there's no question it's a dynamic passing offense. I think not only is he a 4-year starter, but he's a good 4-year starter. And he does a great job of finding the open receiver, does a great job of extending plays with his feet and throwing the ball down the field. And they have quality receivers, big kids, that are making a lot of catches right now in space and doing a really good job of getting open.
It appears the two current Buckeyes are inching closer to becoming college football players of the year at their respective positions, in Ryan Shazier and Braxton Miller. Beginning with Shazier, the junior linebacker was named a semifinalist to the Lott Impact Award for college football's Defensive Player of the Year. Shazier is one of 9 semifinalists for the award and would join former OSU linebacker James Laurinaitis as the only Buckeye defensive players to win the award. Shifting to the offensive side of the ball now, Braxton Miller was named a semifinalist to the Walter Camp Player of the Year award just a week after being named a Davey O'Brien Award candidate. Miller has completed 72.5% of his passes this season and has tossed 15 touchdowns with only 3 interceptions on the year. And we can't forget the men's basketball team's regular season is underway. After a season-opening win versus Morgan State, the Buckeyes nearly stumbled against in-state foe Ohio University at Value City Arena. Our station manager, Asia Gore, was at the game with the recap.
A game that was basically played from the free throw line. The matchup between Ohio and Ohio State was plagued with fouls, with 5 Bobcats fouling out. But Ohio State shrugged them off to take this game 79-69.
Having an understanding, that's how games were going to be called definitely early. A lot of fouls, a lot of stoppage in play. It really just makes you focus. You have to refocus every time the ball stopped. You have to execute on offense and defense. You can't really take plays off because every possession becomes that much more important. Fortunately enough, we were able to make enough plays down the stretch.
I mean, if anything, we stopped doing or stopped trusting our system and stopped doing the things that obviously put points on the board for us. You know, we struggled a little bit from the free throw line down the stretch, and you know, when you got to make plays, you got to make shots, and unfortunately we weren't hitting wide open shots, and you know, the game just got real ugly.
You got to continue to adjust. You know, we got the holding call underneath the bucket on a cut, and that really kind of slowed our defense down. And you know, I was trying to get those guys going the last 10 minutes of the first half to you know, keep the energy. And
they just got into the lane so many times, especially early in the game. So we got a lot of our key guys in foul trouble early. I think we had 4 guys foul out. So you know, you have to be able to play people. So this is why we played this game.
Hopefully we can learn from this. You know, we got a little dazed look in our eyes there for a stretch and second half. We come out of a timeout, we draw something up, and guys looked like they had no idea what they were doing. And you know, we run an action and we get a travel. You know, we weren't as sharp as we needed to be, and maybe it was a little bit too easy early. And you know, but I thought down the stretch we made some big plays.
From Value City Arena, I'm Asia Gore, Buckeye TV Sports. Thank you, Jimmy. Now let's take a look at our weekly weather forecast. We've been experiencing some freezing temperatures, but it's warming up this weekend. Thursday will be in the high 40s, and Friday will get into the mid 50s. On Saturday, we could see temps up into the 60s with a rainy end to our weekend on Sunday. We could even start the week in the 60s as well. And this week was also the first snow of the semester. These are some photos of campus looking like a winter wonderland on Tuesday. As pretty as the snow looks, some students did not welcome the freezing temperatures. That's all we have for this week's episode of Buckeye News Now. Be sure to join us next week where we have a live special featuring the biggest game of the year,
The Ohio State-Michigan game. You're certainly not going to want to miss it. Make sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Thank you for joining us and have a good night.